Good morning, student. My name is Kuldeep Kumar, and today I am taking lecture on manufacturing technology. So, first we discuss mechanical working of the metal. So, basically, in manufacturing technology, the mechanical working of metal. So, in this method, there are no machining process is carried out, but there is used to achieve optimum mechanical properties in the metal with the help of deformation of the metal. So there are a reduction in wastage of the material, or it is negligible or very small, but the production rate is very high as compared to other machining process. So we can see from the diagram that manufacturing goods arrow mechanical working, and finally it is converted into finished good or desired product. So we can see from diagram that the raw material is converted into the final product with the help of any deformation process. So it is known as mechanical working of the metal. Next, we discuss the types of metal working or process method. That is mechanical process. First one is mechanical processing. In mechanical processing, there are two types of working, that is called hot working and cold working process. And in thermal processing, the annealing is included, recovery, recrystallization, and growth. Actually, it is grain growth and heat treatment. Both of these are used to control the properties of final product. So we discuss the hot working. Basically, hot working is the process which are carried out above the recrystallization temperature but below the melting point. That is known as hot working process. The temperature at which the complete recrystallization of a metal take place within a specified time. So the recrystallization temperature. What the recrystallization temperature? Actually, in recrystallization temperature, there are continuously grains growth, or we call it that new grains formation is started. So it is known as recrystallization temperature. The recrystallization temperature of the metal will be about 30 to 40% of its melting temperature. For different material, there are different recrystallization temperature types: forging, rolling, extrusion, and drawing. So there are some advantage and disadvantage of hot working. Advantage: first one is force requirement is less because we heat the metal above the recrystallization or red hot metal, so there are less force requirement. Second one is refined grain structure, because coarse grain is converted into fine grains or formation of new grains, and no stress formation. In case of cold working process, there generation of residual stresses. So there are no residual stresses in hot working process. And next one is quick and economical process and suitable for all the metals. Next one is disadvantage. So they are poor surface finish, less accuracy, very high tooling and handling cost, and final sheet and wires cannot be produced by the hot working process. And next we discuss the cold working process. Basically, the cold working process is a method that is carried out below the recrystallization temperature, is known as cold working. In cold working process, the reduce the amount of plastic deformation that a material can undergo in subsequent processing and requires more power for the further working. So there are some types that is included in cold working, that is drawing, squeezing, and bending. And there are some advantage and disadvantage of cold working process like hot working. So first advantage is better surface finish, but in hot working process there is poor surface finish. Second one is high dimensional accuracy. Third one is sheet and wire cannot be produced in case of hot working and suitable for mass production. And next one is disadvantage. So stress formation in metal is very high, closed tolerance cannot be achieved, and no refined of grains, or there are no setup of new grains. So when we compare hot working with the cold working, so there are some difference between hot working and cold working. So first difference is basic difference, that is hot working is a process that is carried out above the recrystallization temperature, and in case of cold working it is carried out below the recrystallization temperature. Second one is formation of new crystal in hot working, but in case of cold working no crystal formation. Third one is surface finish is not good in case of hot working, but in cold working process there achieve of good surface finish. Next point is no stress formation. In case of cold working, internal stress formation, that is called residual stresses, which are set up in the material when we carried out cold working process. And next one is no size limit in case of hot working, but in cold working there is limited size. So next one we discuss the forging process. Basically, forging is a process in which the workpiece is shaped by the compressive force applied through various die and tools. It is one of the oldest method or metal working operation. Most forging requires a set of die and a press or a forging hammer. Press basically for the applying of pressure or force. Unlike rolling operation, which generally produce continuous plates, sheet, strip, or various structure cross-section, forging operation produce discrete parts. So typically forged products are bolt and rivets and connecting rod, shaft for turbines, gears, hand tools, and structural component for machinery, aircraft, railroad, or other transportation equipment. Basically, the kick of a scooter is also a product of forging. In forging operation, there are increase in the strength of the product. So it is the example or diagram of forging process. So there is die which are used for pressing the metal or blade. It is called blade actually. It is a red hot metal and it is called blade. So next one is forging method. There are three types of forging method. First one is open die forging. In case of open die forging, there are compression of workpiece between two flat dies, and deformation operation reduce height and increase the diameter of the workpiece or blade. So when we apply the force with the velocity v, so there is reduction in the size of blade, so reduce in height and increase the diameter. So open die forging with no friction. If no friction occurs between work and die surface, then homogeneous deformation occurs so that the radial flow is uniform throughout workpiece height. And open die forging with friction, friction between work and die surface, constant lateral flow of work resulting in welding effect. In open die forging, effect is even more pronounced due to heat transfer at the near die surface, which cool the metal and increase its resistance to deformation. So you can see from the diagram. Next one is impression die forging. In case of impression die forging, the compression of work part by dies with inverse of desired part shape. Flash is formed by the metal that flow beyond die cavity into a small gap between die plates. So this is a diagram for impression die forging. In hot forging, the metal flow is further restricted by cooling against the die plates, and it is just prior to initial contact with raw workpiece. Second one is partial compression, and third one is final die closure, causing flash to form gap between die plates. So it is a diagram of impression die forging. So it is called trimming after compression die forging. Trimming operation, basically it is a shearing process which are used to remove the flash after impression die forging. So uh, after compression, there are increase in the metal which at the edge of the workpiece, so we can trim the metal or workpiece for finishing. There are some advantage of impression die forging as compared to machining from solid store. First one is higher production rate, less waste of metal, greater strength, and favorable grain orientation in the metal. So we discuss in starting that there is a process which is less waste of metal because there are no machining is carried out or metal removal process. There are some limitations that is not capable of close tolerance. Machining often required to achieve accuracy and features needed. So next one is flashless forging. That is compression of work in punch and die tooling whose cavity does not allow for flash. Starting work part volume must equal die cavity volume within very close tolerance. Process control more demanding than impression die forging. So it is also classified as precision forging process. Flashless forging. First one is just before initial contact with the workpiece. Second one is partial compression. And third one is final punch and die closure. So you can see from this diagram that is starting of work part, that is force F with velocity V, and the blade is reduced into a spherical parts. After that, it is a final product. That is forging hammer, that is called drop hammer, applying impact load against work part. There are two types. First one is gravity drop hammer and power drop hammer. Basically, gravity drop hammer impact energy from falling weight of a heavy ram with some height, and power drop hammer accelerate the ram by pressure, air or steam. There are some disadvantages, that is impact energy transmitted through anvil into floor of building, commonly used for impression die forging. That is called drop hammer detail. It is a cylinder head, piston rod, frame, ram which is applied force, and it is known as anvil which is supporting element. Forging process. Apply gradual pressure to accomplish compression operation. Types. First one is mechanical press. Second one is hydraulic press and screw press. These are known as mechanical press. And it is the diagram of hydraulic press. Next one is upsetting and heading. Forging process used to form head or nails, bolt, and similar hardware products. more part produced by upsetting than any other forging operation performed cold, warm, or hot on machine called header. Wire is feed into the machine and is headed then piece is cut to length. That is upset forging. An upset forging operation to form a head on a bolt or similar hardware item. The cycle consists of wire stoke. An upset forging operation to form a head on a bolt or similar hardware item. The cycle consists of a wire stock is feed to the stock, gripping die close on the stock, and the stock is retracted. And third one is punch move forward, and fourth one is bottom to form the head. So it is called heading. These are some examples of heading that is called upset forging. And next one is forging defects. Forging defects, that is fracture, barreling, and these are the some solution which are remove these defects. In case of fracture, that is exhausted ductility, intergranular fracture, barreling friction, and solution, that is some uh, solution for these problems, that is limited deformation per step and process anneal between steps. And finally, thank you for attention. And next topic is covered into next video lecture. Thank you.